Hello, my name is Eric Hinderer. I'm a strategic solutions engineer with Confluent, and I'm going to demonstrate how to create a multi-region active-active pattern for disaster avoidance and recovery with Confluent Cloud. Confluent Cloud provides cluster linking, much like Confluent Platform, which can replicate topics, consumer offsets, ACLs, and add prefixes to these replicated topics. Each of these are independently configurable to support stream processing aggregation use cases and provides us with a highly available active-active design for disaster avoidance. In the diagram below, what you're looking at is a representation of this active-active pattern. In this, we have a cluster deployed in a West cloud provider region and a cluster deployed in a East cloud provider region. Now, each of these clusters, we see that there's a producer producing clicks or a clickstream topic. And what we're looking to be able to do is replicate the west to east and east to west so that we can achieve both aggregation and a highly active-active design pattern. So what I'm going to do today in the demonstration is I'm going to show you how to use cluster linking within Confluent Cloud to achieve just this in just a moment. You can catch me on Twitter at Eric Hinderer, and of course on my YouTube channel here. So for our demonstration today, I've deployed a cluster to Azure East US2 and Azure West US2. Now do note that these clusters could actually be between cloud providers as well as multiple cloud provider regions. Now, what I've done to sort of speed up the demo today is I've created a topic in each with a clickstream topic name. Each one, of course, is respective to the region. So in East, we have an East.clickstream. And in the West cluster, we have a West.clickstream. So what we're looking to be able to do here is basically aggregate our East to West and West to East. And we'll do that through cluster linking, which will provide us replication of those topics, the ACLs, the offsets, and features like that. Now, in order to configure cluster linking, we click on cluster linking over on the left and create cluster link. Now, I have a number of options of how I want to choose the source cluster. First is Confluent Cloud in my own organization. Second is another organization or a separate tenant within that cloud provider. And then lastly, you can also do cluster linking from on-premises or another cloud provider from Confluent Platform or Apache Kafka. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my environment, and I'll choose the source cluster. So the source cluster we'll start with is East. And down below, I can define security access controls. So here I can actually define whether or not it will have access to replicate all, or can I say choose granular access to say per cluster, a consumer group, a specific topic, or a transactional ID. I can set allow and deny to deny certain groups, allow certain groups access to topics for replication. We'll choose read all to take all topics, and we'll hit continue. We'll choose our environment again, and then our destination cluster. So we're going source of the East US2 to West US2. Here we're presented with options to configure both mirror topics, add prefixes, consumer offsets, as well as ACLs. So we'll choose sync ACLs. Here we can be specific, saying all new and future. Here we can choose specific ACLs we want to replicate. We'll choose all. Consumer offsets, similar, right? We will not mirror a topic on this because in this demonstration, what we're doing is we're producing East to East.clickstreams and West to West.clickstreams. Here we can auto-configure, auto-create mirror topics. This is basically saying we're going to create the topic on the destination. And we can do this for all existing and future source cluster topics. We'll define the link. And just a quick description down below. Here we can see what we're using for our source. Our source is the East US2 cluster and the destination, the West US2 cluster. Down below, we have a brief description of the configuration that we'll be using, and we'll click Launch Cluster Link. All right, we'll go ahead and configure our second link. We'll click Create Cluster Link again. And this time, after choosing our environment, we'll choose the West cluster. This provides us with bidirectional replication, right? So we've done an east to west, and now we're going to do the west to east. Again, security access controls. And we'll use the east as our destination cluster this time. Again, we'll choose sync ACLs, sync consumer offsets, and enable for all existing and future source cluster topics. We'll name this link for the appropriate direction. And again, we'll launch cluster link. Now we'll go back to cluster links, and we'll go back to our first east to west. Here's our east to west. And it takes just a few minutes for our topics to start populating and be discovered by the auto create mirror topic to run. So we'll pause here for just a moment, and we'll rejoin when we see that populate. All right. After a few minutes, we now see that our topic is mirroring. You see the topic name down below, east.clickstream, status active, mirroring rate, and if there's any mirroring lag. Up above, we see in the graphic the rate of the mirroring at 1.81 KB per second, and of course the source rate there. So let's take a look at what that looks like inside the topic. So here is the replicated topic on the west cluster, right? So this topic is being replicated from east to west. So here we see, if we hover over this little icon, we see it's a mirror topic. And we see the mirroring is active on the link. And if we go look on the east topic, or on the east cluster, we'll see that, of course, it has the west clickstream topic. It is also being mirrored. And we see the rate of mirroring there. So I hope everybody enjoyed this demonstration of cluster linking in Confluent Cloud and how easy it is to achieve an active, highly resilient design for disaster avoidance and recovery. Thank you. Appreciate your time.